The galaxy buzzed with 1,000 voices, each species communicating in its own way. Pheromones, light pulses, electromagnetic waves. But none had mastered the art of music like humanity. On Earth, songs wove through every culture, from the rhythmic chants of Aboriginal Dreamtime to the soulful jazz of New Orleans, the Bollywood beats of Mumbai, and the haunting operatic arias of Milan. This universal language, born of emotion and rhythm, set humans apart, a gift the cosmos hadn't anticipated. When the Veilari, a telepathic species from the Andromeda Fringe, invaded, they sought to dominate minds across the Milky Way. But they didn't expect humanity's songs to strike a chord they couldn't silence. Commander Aisha Malik, a composer-turned-strategist from Karachi with a voice that could move mountains, led the Harmony Nexus, a broadcasting station orbiting Earth, retrofitted to beam music across the stars. Her crew was a symphony of talent: Ravi Sharma, a Delhi-born sound engineer with a genius for acoustics; Sofia Mendes, a Brazilian vocalist whose range defied physics; and Elder Kweku Mensah, a Ghanaian griot whose oral traditions carried ancient wisdom. The Veilari's telepathic wave had already subjugated a dozen species, their hive mind overriding free will with cold obedience. Earth was next, their psychic tendrils probing the solar system. "Commander," Ravi said, his fingers dancing over a console of pulsating waveforms, their signals intensifying. "They're broadcasting a suppression frequency. Our thoughts are getting fuzzy." Aisha's brow furrowed, but her spirit flared. "Then we fight with what they can't control, our hearts." Humanity's advantage was unique. Music evoked emotions telepaths couldn't fully grasp or suppress. The Veilari's invasion had united Earth overnight, musicians from every corner joining a global effort. From Tokyo's J-pop idols to Nashville's country stars, they flooded the Harmony Nexus with recordings, a sonic arsenal against the psychic onslaught. The twist came when Sophia intercepted a Veilari scout probe, its crystalline hull humming with their telepathic signature. Instead of destroying it, she hacked its receiver, uploading a loop of a Brazilian samba. The probe's signal faltered, its psychic feedback looping back to its source. "They felt it," Sophia gasped. Their minds reacted, confusion, joy, something human. Aisha seized the moment. "If they can feel it, we can reach them." "Ravi, amplify that signal. Let's see how they handle a symphony." The Harmony Nexus broadcast the samba across the Veilari fleet, a fleet of sleek, eel-like ships hovering near Mars. The telepathic wave stuttered, Veilari commanders pausing as unfamiliar emotions, rhythm, warmth, flooded their hive mind. But the overmind, a collective consciousness spanning their empire, retaliated, intensifying the suppression frequency. Crew members clutched their heads, Aisha included, as visions of obedience clawed at their thoughts. "Fight it with song," Aisha shouted, grabbing a mic and belting out a Pakistani qawwali, its devotional fervor shaking the station. The crew joined, Ravi layering beats, Sophia harmonizing, Kweku chanting an ancestral hymn. The combined sound wave clashed with the Veilari frequency, creating a harmonic interference that cleared their minds. The Overmind's message crackled: "Cease this noise or be consumed." Undeterred, Aisha rallied Earth's musicians for a global concert. From Sydney's Opera House to Rio's carnival streets, millions sang, their voices uplinked to the Harmony Nexus. The broadcast hit the Veilari fleet like a tidal wave: salsa, reggae, classical, hip-hop, all blending into a chaotic, beautiful roar. The eel ships wavered, their telepathic sync fracturing as individual Veilari felt joy, sorrow, and awe for the first time. But the Overmind adapted, deploying psychic dampeners to mute the effect. The next twist came from Kweku, who recalled an old griot tale. Emotions amplified through shared memory could pierce any barrier. He proposed a live performance, beaming the crew's personal stories into the music. Ravi's childhood lullabies, Sophia's carnival memories, Aisha's prayers from Ramadan. The Harmony Nexus became a stage, the crew pouring their souls into a song that merged their cultures. As they sang, the dampeners faltered, the Veilari fleet's movements growing erratic. A Veilari emissary, a lone eel ship breaking formation, approached. Its telepathic pulse was hesitant, "What is this feeling?" Aisha replied with a melody, inviting the emissary to listen. The ship hovered, its crew absorbing the song, their hive mind trembling. But the overmind struck back, severing the emissary's link and ordering an assault. The harmony nexus rocked as plasma bolts hit, shields weakening. Aisha refused to yield. "We need more voices," she said, broadcasting a call to the galaxy's subjugated species. A faint response came. Zorathians, a bird-like race under Velari control, began humming a tune they'd overheard from human traders. The ripple spread, other species joining with their own rhythms. The harmony nexus amplified this galactic chorus, a defiant echo against the invasion. The Velari overmind, its telepathic grip shaken by humanity's initial musical defiance, retreated to the edge of the solar system, its eel-like fleet regrouping near Pluto's icy orbit. The harmony nexus orbited Earth, its shield scarred, but its spirit unbroken, a beacon of resistance broadcasting songs that had sparked a galactic ripple. Species under Velari control, the Zorathians with their warbling trills, the Goraks with their deep resonant hums, began to hum in secret, their suppressed emotions stirring. Commander Aisha Malik knew this was no victory yet. The overmind was adapting, and the next strike would be fiercer. But humanity's gift, music as a universal language, had ignited a rebellion the Velari couldn't foresee. Aisha stood on the Harmony Nexus bridge, her voice hoarse from the last broadcast, surrounded by her crew, Ravi Sharma, tweaking acoustic filters with feverish intensity, Sophia Mendez, her eyes alight with a new melody, and Elder Kweku Mensa, chanting softly to steady their nerves. The station sensors picked up a Velari signal, a psychic pulse laced with a command. "Submit, or your voices will be silenced forever." The crew felt the weight, a mental fog threatening to dull their creativity. "Ravi," Aisha said, shaking off the haze, "can we counter their pulse with a harmonic shield?" Ravi's fingers flew over the console, his face lit by a sudden idea. "If we layer our songs with a counter frequency, we might disrupt their telepathy. But we need a live performance. Recorded tracks won't carry the raw emotion." The twist came when a Zorathian scout, a bird-like figure with iridescent feathers, crash-landed in the station's hangar, its telepathic link severed by the overmind. It chirped a plea, "Help us sing free." The scout, named Zari, revealed the Velari were building a psychic amplifier on Titan, a device to crush all resistance. Aisha saw an opportunity. "We take the fight to them. Sophia, Zari, let's craft a song that breaks their amplifier." The crew collaborated with Zari, blending human rhythms with Zorathian trills, a melody that wove joy, defiance, and hope. Sophia's vocal soared, Zari's chirps added a haunting layer, and Ravi engineered a broadcast array to target Titan. But the Velari struck first, sending a psychic wave that incapacitated half the station systems, leaving the crew reeling. "Hold the line," Aisha shouted, grabbing a guitar and strumming a Punjabi Bhangra beat, its infectious energy snapping the crew out of the daze. Kweku joined with a West African drum rhythm, the sound reverberating through the hull. The harmonic shield took shape, a pulsating wave that clashed with the Velari pulse, buying time. But the amplifier on Titan was nearing completion, its psychic hum growing stronger. The next twist came from Earth. A global movement erupted. Street musicians in Paris, tribal singers in the Amazon, K-pop bands in Seoul, all live streaming their songs to the Harmony Nexus. Aisha orchestrated a relay, each region's music feeding into the broadcast, creating a living symphony. The station's array fired, the song hitting Titan like a sonic storm. The amplifier flickered, Velari technicians staggering as emotions they'd never felt, love, rage, nostalgia, flooded their minds. A Velari defector, a eel-like figure named Evokes, emerged from the chaos, its telepathic voice trembling. "Your songs hurt, yet heal." "Why?" Aisha invited Evokes to join the performance, teaching it a simple lullaby. The defector's harmonic addition strengthened the broadcast, cracking the amplifier's core. But the overmind retaliated, launching a fleet to destroy the Harmony Nexus, its eel ships closing in with plasma fire. Sophia risked her life, exiting in a repair pod to realign the array under fire, her voice carrying a samba over the comms to guide the crew. The song peaked, the amplifier exploding in a psychic backlash that stunned the Velari fleet. The Harmony Nexus rocked, shields failing, but the broadcast held, reaching deeper into the galaxy. Species under Velari rule, Gorax, Solari, even Rogue Velari, began singing, their voices a rebellion the Overmind couldn't suppress. The Velari Overmind, its psychic empire fracturing under the weight of humanity's songs, retreated to a fortified stronghold in the Oort Cloud, a icy fortress bristling with eel-like ships and a new psychic nexus, a towering spire designed to amplify its control across the galaxy. The Harmony Nexus orbited Earth, its hull patched but its spirit soaring, a symbol of resistance that had ignited a galactic choir. Species from the Zorathians to the Gorax, even rogue Velari, like VYX, joined the rebellion, their voices rising in a cacophony of freedom. Commander Aisha Malik knew the final battle loomed, and humanity's music would be the weapon to break the Overmind's grip or seal their doom. Aisha stood on the bridge, her voice steady despite the exhaustion etched into her face, flanked by Ravi Sharma, fine-tuning the broadcast array, Sophia Mendez, her eyes brimming with a new composition, Elder Kweku Mensa, his chants grounding the crew, and VYX, the Velari defector, learning to hum a human tune. The station sensors detected the Nexus's activation, a psychic wave that threatened to enslave every mind within reach. They're doubling down, Ravi warned, his hands trembling on the controls. That spire could wipe out our songs. Aisha's mind raced. Then we hit it where it hurts, their unity. VYX, can you guide us to its weak point? VYX's telepathic pulse flickered. The Nexus core is a crystal lattice, vulnerable to emotional overload. But it's guarded by the Overmind's elite. The twist came when Zari, the Zorathian scout, returned with a fleet of liberated allies, their ships a patchwork of salvage tech, offering to distract the guards. Aisha seized the chance, planning a dual assault. The allied fleet would draw fire, while the Harmony Nexus broadcast a song to shatter the lattice. The mission launched at 2 o'clock Universal Time. Zari's fleet engaged the Velari stronghold, their warbling cries echoing through space as eel ships retaliated with plasma barrages. The Harmony Nexus crept closer, its shield straining under the Nexus's psychic pressure. Aisha led the crew in a live performance, weaving a new song from their collective memories, Ravi's monsoon rains, Sophia's carnival dances, Kweku's ancestral fires, VYX's first taste of joy. The melody was raw, a tapestry of human and alien emotion, amplified by the station's array. The broadcast hit the spire, its crystal lattice glowing as the Overmind fought back, flooding the crew's minds with despair. Hold the note, Aisha shouted, her voice cracking as she pushed through visions of failure. Sophia harmonized, her samba beats cutting through the gloom, while Kweku's drums summoned resilience. VYX added a harmonic wail, its Velari tone resonating with the lattice. The spire trembled, but the Overmind unleashed its elite guard, psychic avatars that materialized on the bridge, their forms shimmering with malice. The next twist came from Earth. A global finale erupted, billions singing in unison, children's lullabies, protest anthems, sacred hymns, uplinked to the Harmony Nexus. The wave overwhelmed the avatars, their forms dissolving as emotions they couldn't process flooded the Overmind. Ravi rerouted the array, focusing the song into a single, piercing note aimed at the lattice core. The spire cracked, its psychic hum faltering, but the Overmind retaliated with a final surge, crippling the station's power. With seconds to spare, Sophia volunteered to manually realign the array in an EVA suit, her voice carrying a Portuguese fado over the comms as she worked. Plasma fire grazed her pod, but she succeeded, the notes striking true. The lattice shattered, the Nexus exploding in a psychic backlash that rippled across the Oort Cloud. The Velari fleet froze, their hive mind collapsing as individual voices, confusion, relief, wonder, broke free. The Allied fleet cheered, their songs merging with humanity's in a triumphant chorus. The Overmind's presence faded, its elite surrendering as VYX negotiated peace. The galaxy awoke, species reclaiming their minds, their gratitude pouring in. The Harmony Nexus, drifting with minimal power, became a legend. Aisha, her voice gone, but her spirit ablaze, looked at her crew and allies. "We didn't just win," she whispered. "We gave them their souls back." Years later, the galaxy rang with the songs of the Skywalkers, a testament to humanity's emotional power. Earth stood as a beacon, its music a universal language that united the stars.